Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. Do not mind the books that are faced this way. I did a book haul a few days ago. I've been too lazy to actually put the books on the shelf. But that's not what this video is about. This is going to be 6 books. I think it's 6 if I counted correctly. If not, I will pop the correct number here, but I do think it's 6. Books that I'm excited for that are being released in October. Although one of them I'm excited for, but I haven't even read the first book, but we'll get to that. So I'll just go in order. I will pop up the book cover on one of the sides here, talk a little bit about it, when it comes out, what it's about, and maybe even a little bit why I'm excited for it. So let's just start off with, on October 5th, there's Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. And this I actually know nothing about. I'm probably going to end up just reading a bunch of these descriptions off of Goodreads because, well, some of them are either hard to explain or I don't know much about. So I'm just going to read it on my phone here, which is charging, so that's what this cord is. The dead of L'Oreal, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, do not rest. Artemisa is training to be a Grey Sister, a nun who cleanses the bodies of the deceased so that their souls can pass on. Otherwise, they will rise as spirits with a ravenous hunger for the living. She would rather deal with the dead than the living, who trade whispers about her sacred hands and troubled past. When her continent is attacked by possessed soldiers, oh my god, I can't speak, Artemisa defends it by awakening an ancient spirit bound to a saint's relic. It is a revenant, a malvoyant being that threatens to possess her the moment she drops her guard. Wielding its extraordinary power almost consumes her, but death has come to L'Oreal, and only a Vespertine, a priestess trained to wield a high relic, has any chance of stopping it. With all the knowledge of the Vespertine lost in time, Artemisa turns to the last remaining expert for help, the Revenant itself. And that's all I'm going to read. There's still a little bit in the description, but that's all I'm going to read. That's all I know about this book. It's like really good. I enjoyed both An Enchantment of Ravens and Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. And this, I think, is the first in a series. I think, at least on Goodreads, it's labeled as Vespertine 1, so I'm assuming it's going to be maybe a duology, maybe a trilogy. I have no idea. This isn't one that I'm going to read right away. Like, I might read it sometime this year, but at the same time, I might wait a little bit to see what people say, because I haven't heard anything about it. Really, like, nothing good, nothing bad, although I'm excited for it because, again, I did really like the 2 other books that I've read by Margaret Rogerson. So yeah. So the next book is published on October 12th. If I forget any of these dates, I will put the date somewhere in the video. And this book is Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World. That is the book title, right? Yes, I think that's the title. And this is the sequel to Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I actually read book 1 in August, and I actually have an arc of book 2 that I'm going to hopefully read beginning of October. But essentially, the first book, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, we follow 15-year-old Aristotle as one summer he wants to learn to swim, and there's this boy named Dante who is willing to teach him. And it's just, basically, the first book is just them two and their friendship. It's a long-distance friendship because Dante ends up moving across the country, and by the end of it, it's just the 2 of them realizing that they have feelings for each other. And then book 2, Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World, is just them kind of dealing with those feelings and what it means to them and all of that. That's pretty much what it is. I'm very excited for this. I have an arc. I need to read it. Fun fact, I actually got the arc before I read book 1 because I knew I'd love book 1, and I did. So, like, praying that I love book 2. And this next book, oh my god, I literally plan on reading it the second it's released, and that is A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer Armentrout. I honestly have no idea what this is about, pretty much. All I know is it's Jennifer Armentrout. It takes place in the same world as Blood and Ash, which is like one of my favorite series ever. And it takes place, I don't know how, I think it's like at least, like I think it's like 1,000 years before, where, let's just read, but I'm just going to read the Goodreads description. I've read it a few times, the Goodreads description a few times, but at the same time I'm like, I still don't know what it's about. So, born shrouded to the veil of the primals, a maiden as the fates promise, Seraphina Morel's future has never been hers. Chosen before birth to uphold the desperate deal her ancestors struck to save his people, Sarah must leave behind her and her life and offers herself to the primal of death as his consort. However, Sarah's real destiny is the most closely guarded secret in all of Lasania. She's not the well-protected maiden, but an assassin with one mission, one target: make the primal of death fall in love, become his weakness, and then end him. If she fails, she dooms her kingdom to slow demise at the hands of the rot. Sarah has always known what she is: chosen, consort, assassin, weapon, a specter never fully formed, yet drenched in blood, a monster until the primal of death's unexpected words and deeds chase away the darkness gathering inside of her, and his seductive touch ignites a passion she never allowed herself to feel and cannot feel for him. But Sarah has never had a choice. Either way, her life is forfeit. It always has been, and she has been forever touched by life and death. That just sounds so fucking good. I'm so excited for this. I am literally considering taking the 19th off of work so that I can stay up all night and then like all day and just binge through this. I think this book is going to be like 600 pages or something like that. Like it's going to be a big chunky book. But like I'm just so excited for this. I've read the first 3 chapters because Jennifer Armentrout on her, I think it was in her Facebook group and her newsletter had it where you could like download the first 3 chapters, and oh my gosh, so good, so excited. Can we get to the 19th? Like this is literally the only book yet to come out this year that I'm like, I would literally sell my left kidney to read right now. Next we have City of Shattered Light by Clair, Winn, and this one I have an arc through Neck Alley, and I requested this book like, I think I requested it maybe like February or March, and I've had it since then, and it's just, I don't know why I haven't read it. I reread the description, and I'm like, I'm sorry, why haven't I read this sooner? I will definitely be reading this in October, obviously, because I have an arc of it. But I will just read the Goodreads description because I could not describe this at all myself. As darkness closes in on the City of Shattered Light, an heiress and an outlaw must decide whether to defend for themselves or fight for each other. As heiress to the powerful tech empire, 17-year-old Asa Almeda strives to prove that she's more than her manipulative father's shadow. But when he upholds her rebellious sister's mind to an experimental brain, Asa will do anything to save her sister from being reprogrammed, including fleeing her predetermined future with her sister's digitalized mind now in tow. And with a bounty on her head and a rogue AI hunting her, Asa's getaway ship crash lands in the worst possible place, the neon-drenched outlaw paradise, Requiem. Gunslinging smuggler Riven Hawthorne is determined to claw her way up Requiem's underworld hierarchy. A runaway rich girl is exactly what bounty hunter Riven needs, until a nasty computer virus spreads in Asa's wake, causing a citywide blackout and tech quarantine. To get the payout for Asa and save Requiem from the monster in its circuits, Riven must team up with her captive. That is all I'm going to read. AI, we have a rich person and then an outlaw, and it's queer. Don't say more. I'm mad at myself that I haven't read this sooner. To be fair, I couldn't exactly fit it on like any of my TBRs really. I had a bunch of other books I needed to read, and I'm realizing with how many arcs I have this month, I literally like like for October, I already have a super long TBR. So the next book is the one that I was saying that I haven't read the first book, but I'm so excited for the second book as well, because I'm dying to read the first one, but I'm waiting for the second one to come out. And then I'm also waiting until I can afford both of them, and that is Kingdom of the Curse by Kerri Maniscalco, the first book being Kingdom of the Wicked. And Kingdom of the Wicked, I don't know much about. So I don't know anything really about Kingdom of the Wicked, except apparently everyone loves the love interest. And that's it, but I will just read the first book's description and just like all that. Two sisters, one brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. Amelia and her twin sister Victoria are Saenz, witches who live secretly among the humans, avoiding notice and persecution. One night, Victoria misses dinner service at the family's renowned Silicon restaurant. Amelia soon finds the body of her beloved twin desecrated beyond disbelief. Devastated, Amelia sets out to find her sister's killer and seek vengeance at any cost, even if it's meant using dark magic that has been long forbidden. Then Amelia meets Wrath, one of the wicked princes of hell she has been warned against in tales since she was a child. I think it's actually Wraith, claims to be on Amelia's side, tasked by his master with solving the series of women's murders on the island. But when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems, and apparently book 2 in the series is supposed to be new adults, and I'm just obsessed already, just based on fan art and what I've heard of people saying about these books. So like, I kind of want Kingdom of the Cursed so that I can just binge read them back to back. So yeah. And then the final book is the one that I think I most recently added on this, and this is because it is a sequel to a book that I read in September, and that is Her Soul for Revenge by Harley Laroux. This is the second book in the Souls trilogy, but I can read the description because it's a companion, not a necessarily continuation. Like, it's a continuation of the story, but we're following two different characters, if that makes any sense. So, Juniper. After a cult tried to sacrifice me to their wicked god, I went on the run, doing whatever was necessary to survive, until a demon offered me a deal. Give him my soul, and he'll help me claim the vengeance I seek. Blood will be spilled, and the monsters I once ran from will soon be running from me. But damning my soul was just the beginning. It's my heart the demon wants next. Zane. I've been hunting Soul for a century, but she's the ultimate prize. Vicious and feral, with a broken soul as dark as my own. I thought claiming her would be a simple game, but Juniper is far from simple. I choose to follow her on a path drenched with blood of her enemies, but it's our blood that may be spilling next. As an ancient god awakens from its slumber, neither of us may survive, and it is the book 2 in the Souls trilogy. Although the stories are interconnected, they can be read as standalone and read in any order, and it is very dark, very like kinky, very mature. Definitely, oh my god, book 1 is not for the faint of heart, so I would imagine book 2 is not for the faint of heart as well. Just reading like some of the content warnings, I'm just like, uh-oh. And this comes out on October 30th? See what I mean? I'm forgetting to say the release dates. Yes, October 30th. Just like how I forgot to say the dates for Kingdom of the Wicked and City of Shattered Light. Oops, they're somewhere up there. So those are these 6 books that I'm excited for this month. Some of them I'm like super excited. I'm going to be reading as soon as they come out, which are A Shadow in the Ember and Her Soul for Revenge. I literally plan on reading those the second they hit my Kindle. Well, like my Kindle app. I use the Kindle app. I don't have an actual Kindle. But you get what I'm saying? Like the second that I'm able to get them on there, I'll be like, yes, please. And then the others are just kind of like arcs or ones that I'm not sure, or I don't know. I don't know really what I'm saying at this point. I'm tired and it's like the middle of the afternoon. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what October releases you're excited for, or if you're excited for any of these. I'd love to hear just anything in general. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and bye!